If he'd have followed the rules, they'd all still be alive right now.
Jim, why are you so eager to take any of this at face value, Jim?
There has got to be an explanation. And none of you fucking people seem to be looking for it.
What's the deal, my familiar? You know what it is, Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you with another one. And from season 3 has introduced a major plot point, and that is time travel. Time travel can be done good, but it also could be done bad. It's a very delicate situation. In this video, I'm going to talk about all the ways time travel has been used in movies and TV shows, and it's going to be up to you in the end to try to pick which one do you think they're going to use in this show.
To the future. And this, people can use magical or scientific devices to travel back and forth in one timeline and change history. We have seen this in Back to the Future, where they used the DeLorean to travel back and forth into time. So in Back to the Future, Marty McFly goes back into time. He winds up rewriting history, but when he does so, by being back there, it starts to delete him from history. So he has to change it so that he is in this history. Which by the end he does so, but not only does he do that, he makes the future that he even came from better than the one he actually left. If they'd used this form of time travel, it would probably be easy for them to make the ending, or even to think about the ending, because all they really had to do is go back before these people got that wish and asked for immortality, and the kids were never sacrificed. That would make nobody ever end up in Fromville in the first place, because Fromville would have never been created. The next form of time travel I'll call the branch reality case of time travel. Now, when this time travel, changes to the past do not rewrite history, they split them into an alternate branch timeline. The original timeline is not changed. We've seen this famously in Avengers Endgame, and this would make sense for this show because we heard Ethan tell Julie that she could not go back and change the past as a story walker. So if that is the case, they could be using this type of time travel, which would mean that yes, you may be able to go back and prevent everything from happening, but it would not be on the original timeline that they have. That would be an alternate timeline, and the things that happened on the original timeline would stay the same. Time travel method number 3, I will call it was meant to be. And in this one, time is set on a predestined fixed loop in which the act of time travel itself sets the events of the story in motion. And I guess the best example of this would be Terminator. We see that the Terminator gets sent back into time to kill John Connor in order to prevent the future John Connor from leading a rebellion against them, but the person who goes back into time to help protect John Connor winds up having sex with his mother, and that is how John Connor was born. Now, we hear a form of this already in the show. When Jade talks to Tabitha, he tells her that no matter what she was ever going to do in life, she was going to wind up here. But the problem with this type of time travel is the fact that it takes away free will from people. If things are preordained and laid out and it's going to happen a certain way no matter what you do, then where is the free will? And that's the problem with this form of time travel. The next form of time travel I will call seeing the future. And in this form of time travel, people see a vision of the future and change their fates because of it. The best case scenario I guess everybody would know would be the Christmas Carol, where Ebenezer Scrooge sees the fate of Tiny Tim and how he's going to die because this man is such an evil person, and he's able to go back and change his future, change his ways, and that changes the future, and Tiny Tim does not die. Now, a lot of times when people use this method, the thing that they do is that even though people do get visions of this future, what they do is they can avoid it. That actually leads them trying to stop it and trying to avoid it actually leads them directly into this fate. So will they use this form of time travel from this upcoming season and the seasons beyond? If we look at Miranda and Tabitha's dreams, then we can say that this is a type of that time travel that they've already used in the show. But what do you think? The next time travel option I will call number 5, Groundhog Day time travel. And we all know this from the movie Groundhog Day. And this when people are stuck reliving one day over and over again, resetting back to respawn point once they died. Now, we could see this happen again when you talk about Tabitha and Jade and even the monsters. It seems that they all reset and they start all over. It doesn't seem to be at the same point when they died, but it could be a certain situation back and forth and trying to save her father over and over again and resetting from that same point every time. The next form of time travel I will call the Unstuck Mind. And the Unstuck Mind, I think, has a good chance of happening in here, and I'll explain why. This is when people have their consciousness transported through time within their body to their life at a different age. And we've seen this happen in many of movies, that the person's not physically, their body is being transported through time, but their mental acuity is being transported and put into their body at an early age. Now, this has happened in the show Lost, and we know that the people who made From, at least some of them, also worked on Lost. In the show Lost, Desmond, he had an unstuck mind situation that he had to deal with. In this episode, he has conversations with Penny, and that's like his constant situation that keeps him grounded in the whole thing. But they did do it in Lost. So the fact that they did use this in Lost could mean that they return to the same trick in the show From. Maybe they'll do it. Now, did we see a little bit of this already? Quite possibly. They did do a little thing like that. We could see Victor could be in a situation like that, or Victor's father could be in a situation like that where his mind goes back in time. Maybe this is exactly what is happening when we see Julie go back, because we see that her regular physical body is in one spot and it's having seizures while she is over there somewhere else back in time, a version of herself. So they could already be using this in this show. What do you think? Are they going to use this form of time travel? Next up in time travel is this one. We'll call this the Unstuck Body. And this is an interesting one. Don't know if they'll do it, but people have their bodies physically detached from the flow of the time within the universe, becoming an inverted or younger. Now, a lot of times when we see this, we see people moving forward, but while they're moving forward, the time is also flowing backwards. This form of time travel could also help with Ethan being so young, and we know the actor is growing up, but if they use this type of time travel, then you would be able to move him along and have the actor get older and not have to really change actors because he got older. And we've seen this in other movies like Ant-Man and stuff, but this is why they use this type of time travel. The last time travel we'll talk about is travel number 8, and that is time dilation, which is backed by some science right here. So people traveling off-world experience time moving more slowly than others. Now, we've seen this with satellite dishes that we put out in space, and because of the gravity that's less up there than it's on Earth, they're moving at a different pace, and they have to set differently than they would on Earth in order to make everything match up. That's why GPSs work the way they work. And they also say things like black holes, if you go by them, and because the density of the black hole and the gravity is so much that you would only experience an hour of life, but while you got back, everybody would experience around 10 years or so. I'm fudging the numbers, but that's basically what type of time travel they're using this for. I don't know if they'll do this in this show, but it is a form of time travel. So I have laid them all out there for you. What I want to know from you is, what time travel do you think that they're going to use in this show? And please put it in the comment section. Like this video. Try to get me to 100,000 subscribers. We are right there, people. So close, so close. 500 likes, views on the video. I'll be here tonight with a live stream. If you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the realm, and always subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.